Naruto, I became Hinata brother. Chapter 81. Zojin has always been very confident in his own strength, even proud. However, when he faced this little devil, he was defeated by him in one move. Damn it! Sakan roared, and a curse mark like magma began to appear on his face, and then spread to his entire head. Soon, the two heads began to become like the red devil's head, and even grew a horn. This time, I won't take it lightly again. Zojin laughed loudly and rushed out. Another huge force came from nowhere and knocked him into the rock again. Stay here. Tianli laughed disdainfully, and suddenly increased his strength. Boom! Zojin's entire body began to boom. He was constantly pressed into the mountain. Soon, Sakan was squeezed so hard that his bones were almost broken. Only his breath was left. He was embedded more than 10 meters deep into the mountain. At this time, the people in the Sound Village also noticed the movement at the entrance of the village and rushed over quickly. Kimimaro, Kidomaru, Teiwa, Jirobo, Akadu Armor, and TOS. Who are you? Everyone looked at Zojin, who had been crushed flat, and suddenly became more alert to Tianli. I'm here to see Uncle Snake, hi? Your Lord Orochimaru, Tenriki. Returned to his safe and harmless appearance. Kidomaru sneered. Humph, I don't know if what you said is true or not, but if you dare to act wildly in the Sound Village, you must accept the punishment. Kimimaro, yes, maybe you are an enemy. Anyone who dares to enter the Sound Village must die. Teiwa, I haven't fought with ninjas outside yet, I really want to play with you. Akadown Kai, go to hell. One by one, they rushed towards Tenriki with a strong desire to fight, ready to besiege him. Tisk, what a hassle. Tian. Li stretched out his hand, aimed at them, and pressed down directly. Gilu. Everyone was crushed to the ground at once and could not move. Tianli discovered that the most powerful thing about the Samsara Eye was not its various special moves, but its extremely practical gravitational repulsion, which was simply a panacea. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Damn it, I can't even move. Ah! Everyone struggled, but it turned out that their bodies were like being pressed down by a huge rock. They couldn't even move, let alone stand up. Does it seem quite lively, Hinata? Tenriki suddenly gathered his reincarnation eyes. He pressed his hand down suddenly. Boom! The ground where Kidomaru, Kimimaro, and the others were was sunken into a huge pit. Many of their bones were broken. One day later, Tenli was strolling around the Sound Village. The entire Sound Village revered Tenli as a god, just like they revered the village leader, Orochimaru. This guy is too strong. Didn't you see that group of elites who usually acted so arrogantly were now lying on the bed obediently? In addition, Hyuga Tenli always called others Uncle Snake and Uncle Snake every day, and he was strong and didn't make trouble, so the people of the Sound Village mistakenly thought that he was really a relative of Orochimaru. So Tenli was well fed and served by the villagers in the Sound Village. After more than a week, Tenli began to gradually enter the laboratory and began to participate in some research intentionally or unintentionally. Although Orochimaru's research was relatively heavy, it was top-notch in scientific research. Within a week, Tenli felt that his research level had improved a lot by combining Tsunade's and his own experience. And Tenli's research level also made a group of sound ninja researchers worship him, and they often came to Tianli for advice with enthusiasm. So, Tianli began to get along well with the people in the laboratory again. One day a month later. Night fell. The moon was bright and the stars were sparse. Orochimaru returned to the Sound Village. The results of this business trip were satisfactory, so Orochimaru was in a good mood and hummed a song while walking. What's going on? Orochimaru's pupils suddenly shrank. He saw a fire shooting up into the sky from somewhere in the village, and at the same time, there were strange noises coming from the sky. Is someone attacking? Orochimaru's cold snake eyes immediately turned furious. I want to see who it is. He ran quickly into the village, and soon arrived at the outskirts of the fire. What the hell is this? When Orochimaru saw the situation at the scene, he was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He saw that there was a bonfire burning in the place where the flames were rising to the sky, and a group of Otanin and villagers were singing and dancing. When he heard the lyrics, Orochimaru felt like he was going to die. Two tigers, in love, in love. Both are male, so perverted, so perverted. Even though Orochimaru was calm, he was about to go crazy. However, his eyes soon caught a strange figure. A boy about 12 or 13 years old, wearing glasses, black hair, and with an extraordinary self-confidence, he was not an ordinary person. Who is he? Orochimaru looked at the boy coldly, his eyes showing murderous intent and coldness without any concealment. At this time, Kimimaro, who was dancing ugly dance around the bonfire, saw Orochimaru and ran over in surprise. Lord Orochimaru, you are back. Who is that person? Orochimaru asked. Ah? He said he was your nephew. You guys believe him even if he says so. Orochimaru was furious. Hey? Isn't it? Kimimaro was a little confused. After more than a month of getting along, he felt that Hinata Tenriki was a good person. What do you think? When did I have a nephew? Principal Orochimaru was furious at the orphans. At this time, Tianli also saw Orochimaru, and suddenly he glowed green and ran over. Uncle Snake! Orochimaru shuddered, oh my god, 9. Chapter 82. Who are you? Orochimaru looked at the boy in front of him. I am Master Tsunade's apprentice, and I came to you to learn, Tianli smiled and showed his neat white teeth. Tsunade? I didn't expect she would accept a disciple. But, Orochimaru's eyes suddenly turned cold, and his long tongue hissed. Even if you are her apprentice, you shouldn't come. It will kill people. After saying that, Orochimaru moved. His head stretched out instantly, turned into a long-necked snake, and pounced on Tianli. The speed was very fast, and before the tongue arrived, Tianli felt a strange chill. Haha, Uncle Snake, it's not nice for you to welcome me like this. Tianli dodged the long tongue with ease. As expected, Nana Sansan is Tsunade's apprentice, and he is very powerful. Next, I will be serious. Orochimaru laughed, but his voice became even colder. Hiding Shadow Multi-Snake Hand. With a shout, 10 white snakes emerged directly from Orochimaru's sleeves and flew towards Tianli. Boom! 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 All the places where Tianli had just stood were blown into pits by the white snakes. Uncle Snake, this move is useless to me. The power is too dispersed. Tianli teased, and then he lowered his waist and contracted his abdomen, punched. The wind of the fist was like a tiger's roar, blasting towards the group of attacking snakes. Boom! The group of snakes were directly blown up in mid-air, scattering into countless blood rains. The powerful air wave continued to move forward and hit Orochimaru behind. Orochimaru's snake pupils shrank and he jumped away quickly. Boom boom boom! The thick stone wall behind Orochimaru exploded in the middle, a deep pit with a radius of more than 10 centimeters. It's really amazing. This time, Orochimaru finally faced up to Tenriki, his opponent, even though he was very small. Tenriki Uncle Snake, if we want to fight, we have to go out and fight. Fighting here will simply destroy this place. Orochimaru, I agree with you. After that, the two left the village and went outside. Orochimaru, I suddenly became curious, which family are you from? Tsunade would never accept a disciple casually. Tianli took off his glasses and rolled his eyes. Orochimaru was surprised the Hyuga family. Tsunade actually accepted a Hyuga family apprentice? Not afraid of the control of the Hyuga family head family. No, there is no caged bird on your forehead. You are. Tianli smiled and said, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Hyuga Tenli, the future head of the Hyuga family. Orochimaru, so it's you. But, you dare to come here alone, aren't you afraid that I will kill you? Tianli laughed, you don't have the ability to do that. When Orochimaru heard this, he sneered coldly, you are so powerful, be careful not to die. Tianli laughed and said, you should be careful too. Don't get beaten by the younger generation. It will be embarrassing. Orochimaru hissed, what a stubborn guy. Killing blade. Orochimaru's pupils suddenly changed. Tenriki's eyes suddenly changed, and he suddenly saw himself being stabbed to death by many swords. Illusion? Unfortunately, it is useless to me now. The power of the heavenly pupil surged, and the illusion dissipated directly, but at this time, Orochimaru had already performed another ninjutsu. Evil snake wrist explodes. Tianli suddenly felt a sense of crisis coming from underground. A giant snake came out from underground, and swallowed Tianli in one gulp. Orochimaru's voice was cold. Boom! With a loud bang. The giant python summoned by Orochimaru exploded directly. The violent explosion storm swept the surroundings, and the trees were rolled up, broken, and finally blown away. At the center of the explosion, a large pit of more than 10 meters appeared. Fragments and smoke rose up, blocking the view for a while. Orochimaru hissed and sneered this time, there should be no way to escape. It is said that your ninjutsu is still a little too poor. Tien. Li's voice came out, but it was still not hurried, as if the ninjutsu just now did not cause him much trouble. What? Orochimaru was shocked, looking at Tenryuta who came out of the smoke and dust. His clothes were still neat and his glasses were still on. Now, it's my turn. After saying that, Tian Li began to suspend 5 chakra balls in his hands, and then quickly rotated into a ring. As the ring took shape, Orochimaru suddenly had an illusion, as if the high god Tenli in front of him suddenly became like a giant, covering him like a mountain. Especially the chakra ball ring in high god Tenli's hand, it felt like there was a majestic force, slowly suppressing Orochimaru's heart like a heavy stone. Although this move only has 5 chakra balls and is just a weakened version, it is very powerful. Be careful not to die. 5 wheels of reincarnation explosion. Tian Li shouted loudly. The ring was aimed at Orochimaru, and it blasted out in one fell swoop. A huge tornado was formed directly, and with a powerful momentum that could crush everything in its path, it directly crushed towards Orochimaru. Not good. Orochimaru's alarm bells rang. If you get hit by this move, you will probably be seriously injured. Orochimaru pressed his hands to the ground urgently. Triple Rashomon. Boom. The ground shook. 3 huge doors with strange stone statues and hammers slowly broke out from the ground and crossed in front of Orochimaru. The tornado of the 5 wheels of reincarnation explosion was extremely powerful, like the sky 5.8, the ocean, and the continent, rushing down and fiercely hitting the triple Rashomon. Boom. The mountains shook. Clouds surged and the wind flew. The energy of the 4 waves covered the sky and the sun. The triple Rashomon lasted only 2 seconds before it was broken. The tornado rushed straight towards Orochimaru and the mountain behind. Boom boom boom. The entire mountain of more than 300 meters was flattened, leaving a deep gully. Under the gully, Orochimaru's tattered body squirmed, and soon a new Orochimaru came out of his mouth. Looking at the flattened mountain, Orochimaru was stunned. In the past, I lived like a dog. Chapter 83. Kidomaru, Jago, Kimimaro, and all the people from the Sound Village heard a violent explosion in the distance, and also heard a violent light illuminating the entire night sky. The two fought so fiercely. Don't know who wins. Nonsense, Lord Orochimaru will definitely win. Yes, Lord Orochimaru is the most powerful ninja. I admit that the man called Dali is very powerful, but he is far inferior to Lord Orochimaru. A group of Orochimaru's diehard fans all supported Orochimaru, their faces full of fanaticism. After hearing these words, Tian Li, who came back with Orochimaru, could not help but express his strong admiration for Orochimaru's work as the director of the orphanage. In addition to being a science and education madman, he is also very good at educating people. When the two appeared, a group of people swarmed over. Lord Orochimaru, you must have won, right? Orochimaru blushed, and then Tian Li said, then it must be your Lord Orochimaru who won. Orochimaru's face turned red again. He was a little embarrassed, and a little grateful to Tian Li for saving his face. Orochimaru, this is my friend's apprentice, and he is also his nephew. He will work here for a while in the future. The group of scientific researchers were naturally happy. Compared with Orochimaru, Tian Li was obviously easier to talk to, and they could learn a lot from him. In the following days, Tian Li began to study the human genetics with Orochimaru. Because of the influence of Itachi's illusion, Orochimaru was very obsessed with the Uchiha clan and was studying the blood of the Uchiha clan all the time. It was unknown when he started preparing the experimental materials. In addition to the Uchiha clan, he studied more about the cells of Hashirama Senju, that is, the genes of wood release. He had already started to cooperate with Danzo in this research before he defected. In addition to the 2 major projects of Uchiha and Hashirama cells, he also studied Jago's body. Jago was born with a special physique that can integrate natural energy into himself, so he often goes berserk. It is called sagehood, similar to sage mode. Orochimaru allowed others to learn this ability by giving it a curse seal. When the replica activates this sage mode, it is called curse sealhood. After a certain price exchange, Tian Li successfully joined these 3 projects. And Orochimaru is worthy of being a technology madman who is known as mastering core technology. Tian Li also learned a lot of experience from him in this research. Your talent is truly amazing, Orochimaru. Looked at Tenryu and felt a little jealous. Sometimes he even thought about giving up the Uchiha bloodline and reincarnating into Tenryu. Unfortunately, Tenryu's strength was beyond his imagination, so he dared not. Uncle Snake is really amazing, it really blows my mind. Tian Li praised it without hesitation. It's a pity that this body can't do it. Orochimaru sighed. He gave birth several times, and each time he would feel his body getting weaker. In this way, time passed slowly. Tenli began to integrate into the Sound Village. Some people hated him, and some people liked him. The ones who hated him were naturally those who always thought they were better than others, such as Sakan, Kidomaru, Teiwaya, Jirobo, etc. They looked down on Tenli every day and kept trying to provoke him. Most of them were jealous that Tenli could often hang out with Dean Orochimaru, and their young hearts suffered a severe blow. For such people, Tenli only wanted to say that you will only live for 1 year at most. Those who were familiar with Tenli included Xiangling and Jago, because when Jago was out of control, Tenli could suppress him, so he could often run out to play, so he was closer to Tenli. And Hojiki Suijutsu didn't like Tenli in the beginning, but after being abused by Tenli several times in a row, he finally surrendered. Sometimes Tenli will have a strange the beheading sword was still on Zabuza Mamakai, how could Hojiki take it? Perhaps they would be Sasuke's followers in the future, and they had a natural sense of closeness, so Tenryu also helped them a lot in their training, and gained the gratitude of the 3. 1 month passed. 3 months passed. Half a year passed. Time came to the 60th year of Konoha. This year, Tenryu officially turned 12 years old, 13 years old in lunar age. His body has grown a lot taller, growing to 1.5 meters, his figure looks slender, his temperament is more mature, his face is handsome and distinct, and he is more handsome. And yesterday, Orochimaru went out again, and it is estimated that he will not be back for a month. Tenryu felt that he had learned almost everything, made great progress, and had a more thorough understanding of the genetic level. After thinking about it, he prepared to leave the Sound Village. Kidomaru and others were naturally excited, while Chugo, Xiangling, and Hojiki were reluctant to leave. January of the 60th year of Konoha. Tian Li came to the daimyo prefecture of Unokuni. Here, the daimyo had long been in name only, and it was replaced by a new building of 50 stories, the mobile building. The original mobile building had been razed to the ground, and this one became the new headquarters. Because it is so tall, it can be seen from anywhere in the city, so it has also become a famous tourist attraction here. The mobile group now makes a lot of money not only from real estate development, but also from tourism. This year, the popularity of the daimyo prefecture has been rated as one of the top 10 cities in the ninja world by some major newspapers in the ninja world. Tian Li was wearing ordinary clothes and walking on the busy streets. People were coming and going, bustling, and from time to time there were shouts from some shops, or music playing on the speakers in the square, making the whole city seem full of prosperity. Suddenly Tian Li saw a familiar person. It's Zabuza. Tian Li walked over and heard some of his mumblings. Zabuza was resentful. This CEO is such a jerk. I am a leader and I get paid more than you. He doesn't have to do this to attack me. Bye hehe, you can use my money. It is obvious that Zabuza was beaten badly by Kakuzu. Chapter 84. 8 months, Hyuga Tenriki returned to Konoha again. This time, he came back secretly. On the day he came back, Hyuga Tenriki couldn't wait to go to the basement. This time, he was very sure that he could increase the conversion rate to 100%, and then directly enter the Samsara Eye breakthrough stage through the system. Sure enough, when the new gene cells were produced for the first time, Tenriki was only unconscious for 3 days, and the blood conversion rate directly increased by 15%. The total conversion rate is 91%. The second time, he was unconscious for 2 days, which increased by 8%, and the total conversion rate is 99%. The third time, he was unconscious for 1 day, which increased by 1%, and the total conversion rate is 100%. System, come out! Tian Li shouted excitedly. The official reincarnation. I is coming soon. Ding dong, the system that I haven't seen for more than half a year finally appeared. Ding, the bloodline has been officially transformed into the bloodline of Otonoki Hamura, and the reincarnation eye power has been detected. Ding! The reincarnation eye is not strong enough. The evolution conditions are not met. Tianli's excited cry was instantly poured with a bucket of cold water. Fuck, why didn't you say so earlier? Without saying anything, Tianli sneaked out of Konoha again and headed straight for the moon. Because he was particularly looking forward to it, this time Tianli directly used the half-transformed reincarnation eye, consuming pupil power and chakra, as well as the chakra stored in the yin seal for a long time, and flew in the air the whole way. Sonic booms all the way. Cut through the sky. It only took 5 hours for Tianli to appear in front of the moon holy relic reincarnation eye again. When he stretched out his hand in front of the holy relic reincarnation eye, a pupil power different from before flowed into Tianli's body. There was no rejection at all, as if water and flesh were fused, with a 100% fit, and everything came naturally. Ding! The bloodline has been checked to be officially transformed into the bloodline of Otonoki Hamura, and the reincarnation pupil power is sufficient. The system starts to assist in breakthrough. Ding! The fetal movement period has passed, the breakthrough is successful, and the Byakugan has officially evolved into the Samsara Eye. Tianli took out the mirror and finally saw the appearance of the official Samsara Eye. It was still in the shape of a lotus. It had changed a lot from the incomplete version of the light blue Samsara Eye, and began to transform into the bright yellow of the holy Samsara Eye, full of brilliance. After the Samsara Eye evolved, more powerful pupil power continued to flow from the Samsara Eye into Tianli's eyes. Soon, Tianli felt that his eyes had become stronger, as if he could see through the whole world. However, Tianli knew that this was an illusion. However, the power of these eyes was gone. After the Samsara Eye evolved, the function of self-recovery of pupil power was activated, and there was no need to come to the moon to replenish pupil power every time. The eyes could slowly recover by themselves. The only shortcoming left now was the amount of chakra. As long as the amount was large enough, he could release those large-scale ninjutsu at will. If he could learn fairy arts, it would be even better. Fairy arts plus Samsara Eye, I don't know what kind of terrifying power would burst out. Hinata Tianli knew that in the ninja world, he finally had a place as a strong man. With all the turmoil that was about to happen, and the 4 ninja world wars a few years later, Tianli finally had the confidence to defeat all those who disobeyed him. At this moment, Tianli wanted to shout to the sky, "I'm going to be awesome." With a comfortable mood, he left the moon and returned to the abyss cave on Earth through the space channel. As soon as he came out, Tianli saw torches and several people in the dark cave. 5 ninjas, each wearing a strange armor shell. People are coming out. Look, he came out from here. There must be a secret in this water. Maybe it will be a guarantee. Let's catch him and find out the secrets here. Tianli's heart sank when he heard the voice. Has this place been discovered? Tianli regarded this place as his own private property, and now someone has discovered it. 0 request flowers. I was careless. I flew in the sky all the way here, which must have attracted the attention of these ninjas, and then they followed me. Tianli's mood suddenly turned bad. At this time, 5 ninjas had already set up control around him and surrounded him, watching closely. Hey, you little silver-haired kid, tell me where this place is. The leader pointed at Tianli. We are very cruel. If you don't tell me, I will tear your bones apart one by one. Don't regret it then. Another ninja with a hideous face full of scratches threatened with a crackling sound of his fingers. Tianli's heart was filled with murderous intent. These people must not be left alive. 0 full fire. Tianli slowly rose into the air. He looked down at the whole place with a domineering attitude. An immense momentum, majestic and powerful, rushed down directly, covering all 5 ninjas, and pressed them so hard that they had difficulty breathing. His eyes. All the ninjas realized something was wrong at this time. They felt that the little devil in front of them was completely terrifying, not a small character that they could play with at will. One ninja couldn't stand it and was directly crushed to the ground by the momentum, his teeth chattering. The ninja leader was furious and cursed, "You coward, get up, we have notified the follow-up troops and they will be here soon." Someone else knows, can't we keep it secret anymore? Tianli's eyes turned cold, scanning everyone. The murderous intent and coldness in his eyes were not concealed at all. The corners of his mouth curled up. He sneered. Go to hell. Super. God. Heaven. Conquest. With Tian Li's roar, 5 ninjas were hit by a huge force out of nowhere. They exploded in the air before they were thrown out and died. Under Tian Li's control, Super God. Heaven Conquest. The power was not released to other parts of the cave, so the abyss cave was not destroyed. Soil. Chapter 85. These ninjas are only a part of them, there are more behind, kill them all later to protect the secrets here. Then Tian Li shook his head again. Even if we kill them, this place may still be discovered by others. Although it is remote, it cannot be guaranteed that no one will discover it 100%. No, we must go back to the moon and destroy the sacred object, the Samsara Eye. Otherwise, if someone else gets it and finds out what use it has, I'd be a real idiot. I was originally planning to keep it so that I could come in and replenish my pupil power at any time in the future, but now, the risk is a bit high, and destroying it is the best way. Anyway, the Samsara Eye is only useful for replenishing my pupil power at the moment, which is a bit useless. 4:00. Thinking of this, Tian Li made a decisive decision. So, destroy the Samsara Eye. Without saying anything, Tian Li began to cross the strange lake again and return to the moon. This time, not long after Tian Li appeared, he saw a puppet with flying hair appear in front of him. It's the white eyes, I feel the white eyes. Oh! My feeling is right. The white-eyed princess. Tian Li. Damn it, it turns out that you are just a programmed program. You have a bad temper. I am not a princess. I am a real man. The puppet continued to direct and act by himself, his mouth opened wide, and he vomited out a ball of light, which shone brightly. Then a memory rushed into Tian Li's mind from the Byakugan, where 2 armies were facing each other on the moon, and one of the army's sacred relic Samsara Eye exploded, directly destroying the other army. But Tian Li would not care about these. Otoji Tonari was captured by Tian Li and brought to Earth as a guinea pig, and the Samsara Eye himself evolved successfully, and now he has to destroy the Samsara Eye. So this NPC grandpa is expired for Tian Li. Ignoring the grandpa who was randomly interrupting, Tian Li went straight to the artificial sun and soon returned to the Samsara Eye. He raised a chakra ball in his hand and pressed it directly on the Samsara Eye. Crackling. Pa! Lightning flashes everywhere. Boom! The entire Samsara Eye exploded directly, turning into countless white eyes and scattered in all directions. Finally, it gradually dimmed and turned into stone. Perhaps, they had already absorbed a lot of pupil power from Tenli, and they had long been unable to hold on. To solve this last trouble, Tenli absorbed the energy of the 10 tails again. The Samsara Eye has the ability to violently absorb chakra, replenished the chakra in the body, and recharged the seal. Once again, back to the earth. Looking at the abyss cave, Tenli was stunned for a moment, then smiled and shook his head. Extending his right hand towards the abyss cave. Super, God, Heaven, Conquest. The entire ground began to deform severely, the rock structure broke, and countless rocks fell from the top of the cave to the bottom of the cave. Soon, the entire abyss cave was filled, and a deep pit with a diameter of more than 1,000 meters was directly sunken around it. Snow water poured back, and soon a lake slowly grew larger. In the future, this place may become a large lake. The passage to the moon was buried like this. I hope it won't be used in the future. At this time, Tian Li saw a familiar figure in the distance. In the distance, a snow wolf saw the familiar human looking at it, and suddenly felt a burst of fear, tucked its tail between its legs and prepared to run away. Don't run! Haha! Tian Li flashed and appeared directly on the back of the snow wolf. The snow wolf's legs immediately weakened. It was not because of the heavy weight, but because of fear. It remembered the tragic experience many years ago. The snow wolf burst into tears. Damn it, it's tragic again. The snow wolf endured the humiliation and carried Tian Li to the difficult road. Hey, there is a snow wolf and a little ghost here. A voice came over. Hey, kid, have you ever seen a ninja with a forehead protector like me? 2 ninjas walked out of the snow forest, also wearing armor. Tian Li narrowed his eyes. The forehead protector of this ninja was exactly the same as the 5 ninjas he had just killed. It seemed that they were the follow-up troops mentioned by the 5 ninjas. Moreover, the 2 ninjas in front of him were both Jonin, and their strength was obviously stronger than the 5 Chunin in front. Just as Tian Li was looking at them, another 8 Genin and Chunin came over one after another. Tian Li saw 4 familiar figures among them. They were the snow ninjas Hail Dongxiang, Fixu Chuiyan, and Lanja Avalanche, the villains in the Naruto theater, Snow Princess Ninja Scrolls. Lanja Avalanche. Hey, kid, am I asking you? Chuiyan, what the hell are you asking? Just catch him and torture him, it's easier. Dongxiang. Catch him, the meat of that snow wolf should be good, roast it and eat it. The snow wolf growled nervously in a low voice, trying to drive away these humans who made it feel dangerous. Dongxiang was impatient. Kid, you. Tianli, looking at your forehead protectors, they should be snow ninjas. Winter Bear, yes. Tianli, did you all know that there is a mysterious place here? That's why you came here? Are you and those ninjas targeting the same thing? When the ninjas heard this, they all became alert. How do you know this? Are you the one flying in the sky? No, you are just a kid, you can't be so powerful. Where are my companions? Little ghost, you better be obedient and tell us everything you know, otherwise you will die miserably. Tianli shook his head and sighed, now, you should be the ones to die. After saying that, Tianli raised his right hand to the sky. Just as the snow ninjas were wondering, they suddenly found that their bodies were uncontrollably lifted up to the sky by a force, and then squeezed into a ball. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Chapter 86. See all sangtakviet.tk. They had never seen such an invisible and traceless ninjutsu before. Open the aircraft quickly. No, it feels like there is a force restraining us. Hurry up and inform Lord Nudao and tell him what we encountered here. Break it quickly. Ice release, swallow blowing snow. Ice release, wolf fang avalanche. Ice escape, black dragon storm kill. Ice escape, icicle. Ice release, dragon breaking tiger. Ninjas kept attacking one after another, trying to break this unknown force, but they found that this force was surprisingly strong. Not only was it not broken by their ninjutsu, but they were made miserable by the ninjutsu. Oh no, look at his hands! A snow ninja exclaimed. Then, in their dull eyes, 411 rotating chakra balls suddenly appeared in the hands of the kid, and then spun rapidly, and finally turned into a golden lightsaber. 4. Golden Wheel Reincarnation Explosion. With Tianli's shout, the huge lightsaber exploded, and the tip of the sword hit the snow ninjas in the air. Boom! No! The screams of terror soon stopped. Although the 10 cloud ninjas had chakra armor, a powerful defensive weapon, they were directly beaten into pieces in this huge explosion. Even their flesh and blood turned into powder in front of the huge energy. The remaining golden sword energy finally crossed the sky, penetrated the clouds, and disappeared into the distance. It seems that the power of 4 is still too great. It's the first time I really mastered the Samsara Eye. I'm still a little excited. Tianli clenched his fists. Wow! The snow wolf howled happily, then tucked its tail between its legs and kept trying to please Tianli. Soon, the lower part of Tianli's robe was covered with saliva. Get lost! Tianli's face was dark, and he kicked it in the ass and sent it flying. The snow wolf howled and fled with excitement. Finally, it didn't have to carry this guy anymore. The wolf was finally free again. But before it could be happy for long, it felt that it was caught by something, and then it fell back to the side of the little devil. Let's go to the snow country city. I'm very interested in their ninja armor. Maybe we can take it back to the mobile group and let them study it. Science is the primary productive force. Although the snow wolf didn't know what the little devil said, he knew that he would have to suffer for a while. The snow wolf looked back at the mountain and the snow with nostalgia, and then looked at the wolf den where he had built a nest for a long time to attract the opposite sex. There is always sadness when parting. My hometown, that perfect wolf's den, that hard-earned territory. Goodbye, I am leaving quietly, just as I came quietly, waving to Wolf Gigi, without taking away a cloud. After half a day, the snow wolf, exhausted, finally arrived at the capital of the snow country. After sending the snow wolf away, Tianli walked into the city, had a good meal, and rested for a few hours until night fell. Rin Egan, open! Tianli quickly found the underground research institute that studied chakra armor, which happened to be under the castle where the monarch Fenghua Nudao, who killed his brother, was. He entered violently and soon arrived inside the castle. The whole castle was full of alarms. Countless samurai, ninjas, and guards were in chaos, looking for the invading enemy like crazy. When Tianli turned a corner, he encountered another group of guards. The enemy is. He was shouting loudly, but was soon knocked unconscious. Soon, Tian Li came to the Underground Research Institute. Without saying a word, he took the armor as soon as he saw it. After a while, Tian Li collected a lot of them, and then neatly put them into the space seal scroll. As for how the researchers of the mobile group studied, it was none of Tian Li's business. Then, Tian Li strangely appeared in the vault in the castle. Robbery! Robbery, all of them! After packing again, the seal went into the scroll. Should I kill Feng Han and Nu Tao at the same time? Forget it, let him be a training stone for Naruto and Sasuke. Tenri flew up to the sky and soon disappeared in the air. When Feng Han and Nu Tao arrived at the scene, the laboratory and the vault were already in a mess. He was so angry that he killed more than a dozen guards on the spot. A day later, Tenri returned to the Kingdom of Hot Springs and submitted his technology to Kakuzu. There is such a thing? Haha, not bad, Kakuzu seemed a little surprised. This kind of armor is still very helpful to some low-level ninjas who have no hope of promotion. With it, the strength of the mobile group can grow explosively. Research. 2 days later. At the Hyga family. Hyga Hayashi looked into Hyga Tenriki's eyes and his heart was in turmoil. This is the Samsara eye. It's so beautiful. Hayashi sighed, envious. Don't worry, father. I will improve my research methods and see if 903 can help you. Tenli also hopes that Hyga Hayashi's strength can improve a little. As a clan leader, it is too embarrassing to often be a bystander. Hayashi shook his head. If it can be done, it's good. If not, it doesn't matter. Tenli, don't worry, it should be possible. The next day, Tenli took Hinata and Hanabi to Ichiraku Ramen. They hadn't eaten it for a long time and wanted to try it. When they got there, they saw Naruto and the fat man Koji competing to see who eats more. There were more than a dozen large bowls stacked next to them. Tenli's mouth twitched. Foodies. Naruto and Koji were overjoyed when they saw Tenli coming back, and then ran away like a fly. Naruto, I have to pee urgently, I'm going to the toilet. Koji, I have to pee urgently too, Naruto, let's go together. Kainu yelled, don't run. You two haven't paid yet. Koji and Naruto shouted at the same time, asked Tenriki to pay. Tenriki pretended not to hear anything, whistled, took Hinata and Hanabi, and left Ichiraku Noodle House without looking back. I knew, I was just passing by and didn't see anything. Chapter 87. Underground Research Institute. Tian Li holds a small syringe with a light blue medicine-like substance in it. Father, this is a gene cell extracted from my body, but I am not sure whether it will bring any benefits or harm to you. Needless to say, I can still bear this, and you have already used the smallest dose, right? Hinata. Hayashi said with a smile. Tian Li nodded. The Hyga family still has a big gap with the third and fourth generations in terms of ninjutsu, not to mention the second and third generations. It is estimated that Hyga Hayashi also feels that the Hyga family has only a reputation but is too weak, so there is pressure and unwillingness, so he decided to evolve the Samsara Eye. Tian Li, you don't know how long you will be unconscious this time. During this period, how will the Hyga family be managed? Hayashi smiled and said, don't worry, I have already told the elders. During the time I am unconscious, you will be the acting patriarch and manage this family. It can also be regarded as a kind of advance experience. I believe you have this ability. Tian Li nodded. Give it to me? That's fine. With strength and status, Tian Li has no problem controlling the Hyga family. Hyga Hayashi was lying on bed 377. Because he didn't know if he would have severe pain, cramps, or other problems later, his limbs were tightened with belts, and a piece of wood was stuffed into his teeth to prevent him from biting his tongue later. Tian Li began to inject the injection into Hyga Hayashi's body. If an outsider saw this situation, he would think that Tian Li was using his father as a guinea pig for human experiments. After the injection, Tian Li nervously stood by Hyga Hayashi, ready to perform medical ninjutsu to save his life at any time. After a few seconds, Hyga Hayashi's body trembled and blue veins began to appear, but fortunately it was very mild and he calmed down after a while. Then, he fainted. Through the instrument, it can be seen that Hyga Hayashi's physical characteristics have always been normal. It seems to be going well. Tian Li heaved a sigh of relief. After watching for a long time, Hyga Hayashi was still calm. It seemed that it would take a long time for him to wake up, so Tian Li put him in the nutrient tank. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Haiga Hayashi didn't wake up. Tianli would go to check on him every few hours, but all his vital signs were normal. Haiga Hayashi didn't show up for 3 days, which caused a little ripple in the Haiga family. After all the clan members knew that the clan leader had not left the Haiga family for more than 10 years except for the war. Now he disappeared all of a sudden, which naturally aroused the suspicion of many clan members. Fortunately, Haiga Tenli was at home, and the elders in Haiga Hayashi were waiting, so there was no trouble. Hanabi occasionally asked while eating, "Mother, where is father? I haven't seen him for a long time." Haiga Nami naturally didn't know, so she looked at Tianli, hoping to get the answer. Tenli shook his head. "Hanabi, don't worry. Father is doing something very important and will be back soon." Although Hanabi was a little curious, after all, Haiga Hayashi was usually more dignified, so she was not very close to Hayashi, but preferred to be with Haiga Tenli. Sometimes Niji would curiously ask Tenli quietly, but Tenli would just make excuses saying that he had something to do. However, the Haiga family did not get into trouble, but the Sandai, Danzo and others were in a state of confusion. In a private meeting, the Sandai, Danzo and others expressed their concern. The Sandai frowned. "It's strange that the Anbu didn't find out where Haiga Hayashi went. Danzo, the root has not been found, and it has been confirmed that the one who is still in the Haiga family is Haiga Hizashi." The Sandame thought, where could he go? He hasn't been out for more than 10 years, but now he is out. How strange. Danzo looked unhappy. "Do you think the Haiga family has any secrets that we don't know?" The Sandai nodded. "Last time, the mobile group's agent in Konoha was given to the Haiga family for some strange reason." "Danzo, I feel the same way, and I've noticed that the Haiga family seems to have been making quite a stir in recent years. No matter from what angle, the third generation and Danzo were still wary of the Haiga family, even though the third generation knew that Tsunade had accepted Haiga Tenryu as a disciple. And now, Haiga Hayashi is missing. The third generation and Danzo immediately took it seriously. At night, Tenryu was creating several shadow clones to refine chakra in the yard. His current chakra level has reached the level of elite Jonin for a long time. It is estimated that he will reach the bottleneck in 2 or 3 months and then break through to the level of shadow. However, this is not enough for Tenryu to be proud. Speaking of chakra, Naruto's chakra is amazing, right? The 9 tails, it's like an unlimited supply. But during the 4th Ninja World War, the first generation of Senju Hashirama said that the total chakra of Naruto and the first generation and Yin-Yang 9 tails is equivalent to Hashirama's own chakra. This sentence simply shows the perversion of Senju Hashirama. And what about Uchiha Madara, who is the opponent of Senju Hashirama? And what about the more exaggerated god Madara? What about the 10 tails Jinchuriki Ooriki Hago Romo and Ooriki Kagaya? So now Tenryu can't be proud at all, but feels a little ashamed, so he works hard and cultivates chakra with several shadow clones every day. However, today seems to be a little different. When he was closing his eyes to refine his chakra, under the induction of Tianli, some sneaky people suddenly appeared around the Haiga family. Is it the dark department? Or roots? Suddenly, Tianli felt annoyed. But Tianli thought about it. After all, the Haiga family is also a member of Konoha village. Recently, the disappearance of Haiga Hayashi has attracted a lot of attention. It is normal for someone to monitor now. Just bear with it for now. However, just as Tianli was thinking this, an Anbu/root ninja appeared near the yard where his father was after a few jumps. Seeking death. Tianli was furious. Chapter 88. Kenichi Yuta, a relatively outstanding ninja from Root, is highly valued by Danzo. This time, he came to the Haiga family on the order of Lord Danzo to gather information. It was dark and windy tonight, and it was pitch dark. It was a good time to spy on intelligence. However, Kenichi Yuta did not dare to relax, because the Haiga family's Byakugan was specialized in breaking concealment, and although the Haiga family lacked a pillar in terms of top strength, the number of ninjas was super large, which made him dare not be careless. He carefully passed through many courtyards along the way, and during this time he also discovered the Anbu members hiding around the Haiga family. These Anbu are too bad. They are so bad at hiding. They are probably all novices. It seems that their strength has declined after Kakashi and Itachi left. Kenichi. Yuta felt a little bit of disdain in his heart. With a little pride, Kenichi Yuta followed the map and came to the important place of the Haiga family, the courtyard of the clan leader Haiga Hayashi. When he came here, Kenichi Yuta was more careful and used the concealment ninjutsu to the extreme. After successfully passing 3 sentries and coming to the door of the clan leader's room, Kenichi Yuta breathed a sigh of relief. It seems not as powerful as rumored. Although he was always calm, he couldn't help but feel a little proud. At this moment, there was a sound of kaka. Behind him. Kenichi Yuta was immediately startled. What was that? When did it run behind him without him knowing? Looking back, it was Hyuga Tenriki standing behind him, looking at him coldly, with the knife in his hand. Kenichi Yuta wanted to struggle, but was shocked to find that he couldn't move his body, as if there was a force pressing him down. Before he could explain, Hinata Tenriki swung his sword and cut off Kenichi Yuta's right hand. Oh! How dare you! Kenichi Yuta covered the wound on his right hand that was constantly bleeding, and looked at Tianli with hatred like a wounded beast. Snort, Tianli kicked him directly and knocked him unconscious. Not far away, a group of Anbu watched this scene, but in the blink of an eye, Tianli disappeared from their sight, and when he appeared again, he was already next to them. Everyone was shocked. So fast! Tianli threw Kenichi Yuta to the ground like a dead dog, and looked at the Anbu without hiding his coldness and murderous intent. Remember your duties. If you cross the line, you will end up like him. Anbu Shishin took Kenichi Yuta away. The Anbu quickly passed the news back to the 3rd generation. What? The speed of Hyuga Tenriki is so fast that you can't react. The 3rd generation looked at the Anbu ninja in surprise. Yes. The Sandai thought thoughtfully. You are quite strong, doesn't that mean Hinata Tenriki is very strong? But it is not surprising when you think about it. After all, Tenriki is a genius who beat Ebisu before the end of his first year of school, and 6 years have passed. The Sandai rubbed his head and said distressedly, this guy has a bad temper, forget it, you just watch outside, don't go in. Root. The atmosphere at the root headquarters was a bit eerie at this time. Danzo looked at Kenichi Yuta, who was being treated for excessive blood loss, and his heart was filled with anger. Lord Danzo, I have failed to perform my duties properly. Can you tell me what happened exactly? I don't know how the other party found me, and he appeared directly behind me. When I wanted to escape, I found that my body could not move, and then he chopped off one of my arms. My body can't move? Why can't I move? Is it an illusion? Yes, I couldn't move, but I didn't know if it was an illusion. I just felt that there was a force holding me back and I couldn't break free. Genjutsu? Or did he develop a new ninjutsu? Danzo fell into deep thought. But no matter what, his subordinate had his hand chopped off, and he definitely couldn't let him off lightly. Kigo, you take the first team to the Hyuga family tomorrow and arrest Hyuga Tenriki on the grounds of harming the root members. Kigo, yes. Kigo's strength is top-notch, and with the strongest first team, he should be able to deal with Hinata Tenriki. The next day, after breakfast. Brother, next month, I will graduate and become a formal ninja. Hinata. Hyuga said shyly to Tianli. Graduate, Tianli was stunned for a moment, then slapped his head and thought to himself that he almost forgot about this. Hinata's graduation represents the official plot of Naruto, and also means that a new era is about to begin. Chunin exam, Konoha collapse plan, Sasuke's defection. However, Tianli is already strong enough to handle such a trivial incident. Brother, do you think my teacher is a man or a woman? If she is a woman, is she pretty? Hinata said expectantly. It should be a female, right? To be Hinata's teacher, she must be a beautiful woman. Tianli rubbed Hinata's hair lovingly. Her hair was very smooth and could not be messed up at all. Females are the best. If it's like Nijijaun's teacher, I'll be miserable. Hinata seems to be disgusted by Guy's watermelon hair and weird behavior. Haha, no, there is only one teacher Kai in the whole Konoha, but his strength is very strong, you can't underestimate him. Yes, I know. By the way, brother, I heard that there is a Jonin teacher who is super perverted. Every year, when the graduates are assigned to work under him, they are unqualified and sent back to school. I hope I won't be assigned to work under him. Hinata was so nervous that she pinched the corner of her clothes and said. You are talking about him. He is actually a good teacher, Tianli said. Brother, do you know him? We drank together. What is your name? Kakashi, a genius, more genius than your brother. Chapter 89. More talented than his brother? I don't believe it. Hinata wrinkled her nose and snorted. He entered school at 4, graduated at 5, became a chunin at 7, and a jonin at 12. Do you think he is a genius? Tianli said with a smile. Ah! Hinata was shocked. 5 years, graduated, 7 years, middle, ninja. Hinata stammered, looking incredulous. Is this still a human? So, it's not bad to be his student, he's really good. Tian. Li said with a smile. But his passing rate is 0, I still don't want to be his student, if I get sent back to school, it will be very embarrassing. Hinata shook her head. Just as the two were chatting, there was a commotion at the door of the Hyaga house, and there were some quarrels. What's going on? Tianli shouted. Soon a guard appeared in front of Tianli and said, Young Patriarch, 4 people claiming to be members of the Root wanted to see you, but we blocked them. Root? Not seen. Tianli snorted coldly. Yes. The guards took the order and went out, and then increased the defense at the door according to Tianli's instructions. It is obvious that he is here to cause trouble, but can you see me whenever you want? Root? Just a pawn in the dark, when can you come out and embarrass yourself? During the period from the Nine Tails incident to the Uchiha clan genocide incident, the activities of the Root organization were quite active and played a unique role in Konoha. However, since the third Hokage could not tolerate Shimura Danzo's eccentricity, after the Uchiha clan genocide incident, he ordered the removal of Danzo's position as assistant to the Hokage and ordered the dissolution of the Root. And now, why did this Root come out again? And he is a little arrogant. Could it be that the butterfly effect I brought about caused the Roots to be reborn early? Someone come here. Soon, another guard appeared. Help me find some files about Konoha's situation in recent years. Yes. Just when Tianli was about to train Hinata in the clone technique, a huge noise suddenly broke out outside the door, accompanied by indignant shouts and curses. Murder! Tianli's eyes condensed. Hinata, you wait here, I'll go out for a while. Then he flashed and disappeared in the distance. When Tianli came to the gate of the Hyaga clan and saw the situation on the scene, he suddenly burst into anger. He saw 2 Hyaga clan members were stabbed by several kunao, 2 of which were stabbed in the vital parts of the chest. They bled a lot and lay on the ground dying. The other Hyaga clan members were glaring at the 4 Root members, but the Root members wore masks and said nothing, coldly, as if they didn't care about the behavior just now. At this time, some tribesmen saw Hyaga Tianli. The young patriarch is here. Young clan leader. Tianli came to the 2 seriously injured clan members and stood up. The morale of the other clan members was boosted after Tianli came, and they looked at the 4 Root members with eager eyes. Tianli checked the body of one of the clan members and breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, they were still alive and would not die. After giving them a little treatment, he asked someone to send them to the Konoha hospital. Tianli stood up and looked at the 4 Root members coldly. Kigo stood up. Let us introduce ourselves first. My name is Kigo. We are members of the Konoha Root organization. The Root is a Konoha organization similar to the Anbu, responsible for protecting the safety of the village. The main reason we are here today is that you hurt the Root member Kenichi Yuta last night. Please go to the Root to be investigated. Ha ha ha. Accept the survey, Tianli. Laughed angrily, you hurt my people, and you still want to take me to investigate. Kigo said calmly, we just had no choice, please don't blame us, young clan leader Tianli. Ha ha ha. Tianli laughed coldly, I have no choice? You want me not to blame you? You think it's nice? You want me not to blame you for beating my people, and you want me to go with you to accept some kind of investigation? You are so overbearing. Kigo's tone was still as calm as before. Young Chief Tianli, you have violated a certain village regulation and hurt the Root members, so you must go with us to the Root. Root? I don't know what Root is, but, Tianli's voice suddenly became cold, his eyes narrowed, and a cold light flashed, since you have hurt people and disregarded their lives, then, just stay here and don't leave. Kigo, young clan leader Tianli, you are making things very difficult for us. Tenryu, it won't be difficult. It won't be difficult if I kill you. Kigo, it seems that we have to take you back. Tenryu. I don't know where you get your confidence from. Kigo, next, let me show you our ninjutsu. Tenryu, no need, because you are going to die. Kigo laughed, it's better to see it. What's going on? I can't move my body. Kigo was shocked. The other 3 roots were also extremely shocked. They found that their bodies could not move at all. What kind of illusion is this? The 4 root members looked at Tianli in horror. Unfortunately, they couldn't see the reincarnation eye under Tianli's glasses, otherwise they would be even more terrified. Tianli sneered and didn't waste words with them. He drew his sword and slowly walked in front of the 4 people. Now that you are here, don't leave. Raise your knife. Chop down. Stop. At this time, a voice 2.3 came over. Tianli sneered, and the knife did not stop at all, but swung forward at a faster speed. The knife flashed. You dare! There was a roar from behind. 4 heads flew up at the same time. You! The people behind were shocked and angry. Tianli looked back and saw Danzou running towards him with his right eye covered and his right hand wrapped in gauze, his face frosty. He came to the 4 corpses, looked at the 4 heads, and then looked at Tianli with a grim look, as if a beast was going to eat him alive. Hai Ga Tenriki, you want to rebel? Danzou's voice was strangely cold. Who are you, old man? I don't know you, Tianli smiled playfully. Chapter 90. Hai Ga Tenriki, you want to rebel? Danzou said coldly. Rebellion. Tianli sneered, does it mean that whoever you say is rebelling? Which rule of Konoha says so? Are you the Hokage? Even if you are the Hokage, it is not allowed, right? Danzou became more and more angry. They are the roots, part of Konoha. You killed them when you disagreed with them. What do you mean? I like the rich people who give me rewards when they disagree with me the most. Are there any? Tianli smiled with a playful look. Root? I haven't heard of it. I thought they were from other villages. I couldn't even see the forehead protectors. Then they ran to the Hai Ga family and seriously injured my 2 cousins. Why shouldn't I kill such people? By the way, what are roots? Danzou laughed angrily. How can you not know the roots? Tianli shrugged. Why should I know? It's famous. Sorry, I just became the acting clan leader and I don't know anything. But if these people are really your people, then please explain why you ran to the Hai Ga family on the 11th to kill people. Danzou said angrily. That's because you cut off the arm of one of my men last night. Tianli was surprised. Ah? The guy who stole things from my Hai Ga family last night is your man. When the surrounding tribesmen heard this, they were immediately filled with righteous indignation. How dare you steal things from the Hai Ga family's important place? This guy is too arrogant, he even dares to break into the Hai Ga family's important place. Young clan leader, you did a great job. Angry eyes glared at Danzou. Tianli stared at Danzou. Danzou, you said that the man last night was your subordinate, then you must give me an explanation for the Hai Ga family. The Hai Ga family's important land is not even allowed to be set foot on by ordinary Hai Ga clan members. Can I think that this is a provocation to our Hai Ga family? You! Danzou was so angry. He found that Hai Ga Tenriki was too cunning. He defined the murder as a defensive counterattack in just a few words and put the blame on him for what happened last night. And Danzou couldn't refute it. Humph! Danzou knew that he had lost the opportunity to question Hinata Tenriki, so he could only have the body carried back first and make a long-term plan. Hinata Tenriki, Danzou, have never suffered such a loss before. You wait. When Danzou left, he looked back at Hinata Tenriki's back and said angrily in his heart. Hokage building. The Sandame also received the news quickly. Sandame, you mean, that Hai Ga Tenriki killed 4 root members easily? And the 4 root members didn't hide? Anbu, yes. The Sandame pondered in his heart. Is this the Hai Ga family's ninjutsu? Is it an illusion? Or something else? But the Hai Ga family should not be able to cast an illusion? Even if they can cast an illusion, the power can't be too great. What's the reason? The Sandame was both amused and felt that Hai Ga Tenriki was so powerful that Danzou was squeezed back by Hai Ga Tenriki. Is it to win over? Or to exclude? Those are what the 3rd generation thought, but waiting and watching is what the 3rd generation wants. Hai Ga family. After this incident, the tribe members were overjoyed at the young clan leader's strength in the face of the village elder Danzou, and he even killed 4 people to avenge the tribe members. For a time, Tenriki became more popular in the Hai Ga family. Tenriki soon got the confidential information of the Hai Ga family, about the root. After reading the information, Tenriki learned that after the route was cancelled by the third generation because it was too active, after the Uchiha clan was exterminated, the third generation was restored the next year, and the purpose seemed to be to investigate the matter of the mobile group. As a result, Danzo, the big liar, quickly brainwashed and controlled a group of people, allowing the route to expand rapidly. What a troublesome guy! Tian Li said. It would be great if we could take down Danzo while Konoha is planning to collapse. But I can't do it. After thinking about it, Tian Li finally shook his head. The operation was too poor. If other people knew about this, it would be difficult for him to survive in Konoha. In the evening, Tian Li went to the Underground Research Institute again, and Hinata Hayashi was still unconscious. It seems that not everyone can evolve the Samsara Eye. Tian Li regretted that he had originally thought of letting Hinata try it, but now he was a little hesitant. He left the institute and went back to sleep. Time slowly came to late at night. Just when Tian Li was sleeping soundly, some strange noises woke him up. What? Oh no, the sound came from Hinata's room. Tian Li's face changed, and he suddenly jumped up from the bed wearing pajamas and smashed the door with a bang, and ran over. White eyes, open. He saw another person's chakra in Hinata's room. When that person heard the noise from Tian Li's side, he turned around and fled. Where are you going? Tian Li shouted, and his body instantly became alive, and a stream of air began to permeate his entire body. Boom! The ground was dented and cracked. Tian Li's speed increased 5 times and he caught up with him. Not long after, he successfully intercepted him in a forest. It's you. Tian Li's eyes narrowed. His right eye was covered and his right hand was wrapped in bandages. This feature was too obvious. In the entire Hokage, there was only one person, Danzo. Danzo, haha, just as I expected, you really caught up with me, but your speed is really amazing, I can't even match you. Tian Li tisk, it's normal for an old thing like you to be inferior to me, you are destined to be the one who is beaten to death on the beach by us young people in the future. Sharp-tongued little devil, Danzo was not angry, but had a kind of confidence that everything was under control. Listening to the sounds coming from afar, soon people from the Konoha Guard, the Hyuga family, and the Enbu would follow. Danzo did not dare to waste time. Hinata Tenriki, I accept you as my man. He pulled the bandage on his right eye, revealing a Sharingan that spun like a windmill. Koda Amatsukami. Chapter 91. Koda Amatsukami. Sharingan. Hinata Tenryu was startled, and suddenly felt a mysterious energy invading his Byakugan, and then entering his brain. If he hadn't evolved to a powerful Samsara Eye, this energy might not have been discovered by Tenryu. Humph. Tian Li sneered, you want to control my Samsara Eye level with just a kaleidoscope? Too naive. Reincarnation Eye, open. Tian Li's white eyes began to change, and then a yellow lotus-shaped pupil appeared in Tian Li's eyes. A huge pupil power rushed out directly. The mysterious energy of the other gods was directly washed away by the powerful pupil power. Danzo heard a dull sound, and felt a domineering force coming from Shisui's right eye, which directly destroyed his eye. A large amount of blood began to flow from his right eye and flowed down his cheek. Damn, my eyes, how could they be rebounded? Danzo covered his bleeding right eye, feeling angry and terrified. But when he saw Hinata Tenriki's eyes, his heart was shocked. What kind of eyes are these? Deep, powerful and unparalleled. Eyes like those of a god. Danzo's heart was pounding, and he suddenly realized something, feeling both happy and surprised. However, seeing the sounds of the patrol team, the Hyuga family, and others getting closer and closer, Danzo had no time to do anything else, so he could only flee quickly. Do you think you can leave so easily? How can you leave nothing behind? Tian Li suddenly appeared less than half a meter behind Danzo. 3 chakra balls appeared directly in his hands and spun. Danzo felt an extremely huge force forming behind him, and his soul seemed to be trembling, and the alarm bells were ringing. Danger! Danger! Danzo tried to jump away but encountered resistance and could not move. He was horrified. Is this the resistance Kenichi Yuta mentioned? The 3 chakra balls in Tenri's palm began to deform, and finally formed a chakra lightsaber that pierced Danzo directly. Boom! Danzo was smashed into pieces and turned into a bloody rain. The remaining energy spread directly to the woods in front, flattening them and leaving a deep gully. However, Tenri's eyes were on a disheveled figure 100 meters away. It was Danzo. On the back of his palm, there was an open Sharingan, and then it closed. Izanagi. Just when Amano was about to chase him, Hyuga Hayashi and 2 Anbu came after him. Pity, Tenriki knew that he had lost his chance. After the Anbu took over, he could no longer kill Danzo. Tianli, are you okay? Hinata asked worriedly. Fine, Tianli closed his eyes and turned his reincarnation eyes into white eyes. Where are the people? He escaped. Do you know who it is? I don't know. Tenli shook his head. I won't come to Danzo's business. Hyuga Hisashi looked at the gully and woods in the straight line, and hesitated. Is this a mountain-breaking strike? Tenli shook his head, but did not explain. The other 2 Anbu chased after him. Tenli and Hisashi soon returned to the Hyuga family, and Hinata, Hanabi and others also woke up. Tenli issued a martial law order, and after comforting Hinata and Hanabi, he went back to the room to sort out what had just happened. Danzo came a little suddenly, and he didn't have time to wear glasses, and he didn't expect Danzo to want to use Kota Amatsukami to control himself, and as a result, the Samsara Eye was exposed to Danzo. However, the great era is about to come, and his own strength is about to reach the level of Cage. With the help of the Samsara Eye and the Yin Seal, Tenli has the strength to meet all challenges, so he is not afraid of Danzo's conspiracy. It doesn't matter if the Samsara Eye is exposed. After all, Tenli didn't want the Samsara Eye to be exposed. How long can it be concealed? However, Tenryu also taught Danzo a lesson. Izanagi, the forbidden technique of the Uchiha clan, can transform the caster's injuries and unfavorable factors including death into dreams in a very short time, and can turn the caster's attack and other favorable factors into reality. After using this technique, his eyes will lose their light permanently and will not be able to open again. In other words, this time in order to avoid Tenryu's attack, Danzo had to waste a Sharingan. I just don't know how many Sharingans with Izanagi Danzo has in his hands, maybe none, maybe still. After all, when the Uchiha clan was exterminated, almost all the Sharingans fell into his hands, but this kind of precious ninjutsu can't be commonplace. However, it's still too easy for him. Tianli thought about it and felt that he still needed to add some trouble to Danzo. Ninjutsu, Shadow Clone. With a bang, another identical Tenli appeared next to Tenli. Tenli put on black clothes, a hood and a face towel, and quickly left Konoha. Not long after, Tenli came to the sky of a nearby stone mountain. Yin Seal. Release. He stretched out his hands and pointed at the high mountain below. Super, God, Heaven, Induction. Boom boom boom. The mountain shook. The shaking became more and more intense. Countless animals were frightened and fled in panic. A dung beetle pushed a pile of dung and fled. Can't you throw it away? No, this is the dowry my father gave me. But it's so dangerous. No. Means no. Okay. Zhao. 1 minute later, a giant spherical stone with a diameter of 30 meters appeared and slowly rose to a height of 500 meters. Tianli stood on the giant ball, facing the wind, looking at the building of the route where Danzo was located in Konoha village from afar. Danzo, here I come. The giant ball flew towards Konoha with a whistling sound. On the wall of Konoha, a team of ninjas were patrolling. The captain said, "We just received news from the Hyuga family that someone is trying to kidnap Miss Hyuga. The village seems a bit chaotic lately, so everyone should be on high alert." Team members yes. At this time, one of the team members exclaimed. "Captain, look up in the sky." His eyes widened and he pointed at the sky. "What is that?" Gurgle. Chapter 92. He hadn't found himself so weak for decades, even when he was active on the battlefield with the second generation, he was not so weak. At the same time, he just felt a tremor from the fragility of life. Damn it! Danzo slammed the table, feeling angry. He originally thought this was a good opportunity to use Kota Amatsukami to control Hyuga's power while Hayashi is away, and then control the Hyuga family, so as to pave the way for his future position as Hokage. I didn't expect that. Danzo thought of the eyes of Hinata Tenriki, and felt terrified and angry. Why does he have eyes like that? What kind of eye is that? It can actually bounce back Kota Amatsukami. Danzo covered his right eye, which was still bleeding, as if it was damaged. I'm afraid it won't be usable anymore. In addition to this major loss, he also lost an Izanaga Sharingan. Damn it, it's hidden so deeply. Just as the group of people were roaring in the darkness, one of their men ran in. Lord Danzo, something bad has happened. What's going on? 127. A large meteorite is coming this way. What did you say? Danzo was surprised. What? Did you just say? A big meteorite? Flying towards this side. Yes, Master Danzo. Seeing that his subordinates' expressions were not fake, Danzo quickly ran out of the route and came to the roof. When he saw the huge stone shadow in the sky, Danzo's eyes almost fell out. What the hell is this? Danzo almost cursed. At this time, Konoha village was already in an alarm. Many ninjas were looking at the huge rock in the sky with dull eyes. What is this? Ninjutsu? Too exaggerated, right? The villagers also heard the huge roar in the sky, and ran out of the house and looked up at the sky. Although it was dark and unclear, they could also feel a pressure from the sky. The sleeping Sanda was also awakened. When he jumped onto the roof and saw the huge rock, he also exclaimed, "What the hell is this?" Rumble. The giant ball pushed forward in the air, BCDC, with the sound of air explosion, sweeping the wind and clouds, and finally, with the momentum of a mountain, it directly crashed down diagonally towards the root building where Danzo was. Before the meteorite arrived, there was a gust of wind pressure that made Danzo and his root members unstable. They kept swallowing their saliva, their eyes dull. Oh my god! Run! Bang! It fell. Boom! There was a loud noise, and then, boom boom boom. The entire Konoha was shaken violently. The giant ball hit the root exactly, shattering the originally tall building into countless pieces. The overwhelming force swept the entire root building and razed it to the ground. When the smoke cleared, a huge pit with a diameter of 60 meters and a depth of more than 30 meters appeared in front of everyone. Danzo, who had escaped from the danger, was so angry when he saw this scene. Decades of hard work vanished in an instant. Experimental materials, information, and those precious Sharingan, all had no time to be moved, and were all smashed. Could it be Hinata Tenriki? It must be him. Danzo roared in his heart. The next day, the whole of Konoha was bustling with activity. The huge earthquake last night woke up the whole of Konoha, and many people did not sleep all night. I heard that a huge rock fell from the sky yesterday and collapsed a large area of buildings. Fortunately, there were no casualties. Do you think it could be an enemy invasion? Are you stupid? Would the enemy only throw a ball like this when invading? I think it's a meteorite. I think it's a meteorite. Actually, you are all wrong. I have inside information. What's the inside story? All. Of a sudden everyone's attention was drawn to it. I heard this, maybe it's not true. I heard that it was done by the young master of the Hyuga family. Everyone looked at this person like an idiot. Are you stupid? The young master of the Hyuga family? How old is he? Are you crazy? Even if the young master of the Hyuga family is very powerful and can destroy everything, he won't create a meteorite to smash the village for fun. I believe it more if it was done by the Hokage. That's right, it's not reasonable anyway. You're still an insider. The fantasy is too great. That's right. The audience looked at the insider with disdain, then they linked arms and dispersed, leaving the insider alone. The insider was stunned for a moment and shed tears. No, I want to play with you too. Half a month later, the meteorite incident was listed as an unsolved mystery in the hearts of the villagers, and then as time went by, fewer and fewer villagers mentioned it, and finally it disappeared. Afterwards, another thing began to become the focus of discussion among the villagers of Konoha. The graduation examination of the ninja school began again. This year's class has attracted more attention from the villagers than ever before. The only person left in the Uchiha clan, the Yamanaka clan, the Ino clan, the Nara clan. Each clan has children graduating, and there is also a special person, the nine-tailed Jinchuriki Naruto. For Naruto, who has been active in Konoha village in recent years, coupled with the companionship of the 12 little strong men, he is finally not rejected by so many villagers as before, although a few villagers still hate him. His graduation also made many villagers mutter in their hearts, when he becomes stronger in the future, will he transform into the nine-tailed demon fox and bring disaster to Konoha again? In this lively discussion, the days passed one by one. In a blink of an eye, the graduation examination for the 60-year ninja school graduates of Konoha began. Chapter 93. Konoha Ninja School. Tianli sat on the wall, cracking melon seeds while looking at Hinata's classroom through his Byakugan. At this time, Hinata's class's ninja graduation exam had officially begun. According to the plot, when choosing teachers tomorrow, Naruto and Sasuke will have their first kiss. I wonder if it will happen like the Wheel of History. Tenli took out a camera slyly, ready to take a beautiful photo at the critical moment. In the classroom, Irika teacher was explaining with great effort. Listen carefully, the topic of the graduation exam is clone technique. They 9 little strong men, including Naruto, all looked relaxed. Naruto clone technique, in daily training, this is the basis. If it was a few years ago, Naruto's chakra stability was very poor due to the 9 tails chakra in his body. In the daily training of the 9 little strong men, his tree climbing and water treading were always the last. Others learned it in a week, but he spent a full 2 months. However, now a few years have passed, he is no less than some chunin in chakra control, and the child's play such as clone technique is naturally no problem. Sasuke, this kind of low-level ninjutsu, cut. Shikamaru, this graduation exam is so easy. Apart from the 9 Xiaoqiang, some of the other students looked sad, while others looked relaxed. In the next classroom, Irika and Mizuki sat in front of a table filled with ninja forehead protectors. For graduates like Naruto, these ninja forehead protectors were simply super delicious, and their mouths watered. Sasuke, Shikamaru, Haruno Sakura, Koji, Ino, Abarame Shino, Inyazuka Kaiba, Hinata, all passed easily. When it was Naruto's turn, he had no problem at all, and soon he turned into an identical Naruto. Passed. 9 Xiaoqiang successfully received his own forehead protector. Haha, Naruto, will definitely be a Hokage in the future. Naruto raised his forehead protector and shouted exaggeratedly. Idiot! Idiot! 8 Xiaoqiang despised. Let's go, Tianli is treating us today to celebrate us becoming ninjas. We are 5 years behind him, are you angry? Anger! Anger! If you are angry, you must be okay. Eat it back! Eat it back! There were waves of wolf howls. Tianli's face was dark. You bunch of foodies, I am the man who robbed the treasury of the snow country. The next day, Tianli got up early and rushed to the ninja school again. Today was the day to witness the love between Naruto and Sasuke. He had to be early. When Tianli sat on the wall next to the classroom with a camera again, all the students who passed the exam came to the classroom wearing the ninja forehead protectors that symbolized honor. The classroom was buzzing. All the new ninjas are very excited. Look at my forehead protector, isn't it handsome? Look at me, handsome, right? Everyone was excited about their new look. At this time, Haruno Sakura came in and came to Naruto's side. Request flowers. Naruto was delighted. Could it be that Sakura wants to sit next to me? As a result, Haruno Sakura turned into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Naruto, get out of my way, I want to sit next to Sasuke. Naruto looked and saw that it was Sasuke sitting next to him, still so cool and handsome. Naruto's eyebrows were furious. It's you again, the guy who is popular with girls, pretending to be cool all day long, I hate you the most. Sasuke turned around. What are you doing again? Naruto, you are the one doing something. Sakura was impatient and kicked Naruto down with one foot, then she crossed over and sat next to Sasuke, saying ingratiatingly, Sasuke, can I sit here? Sakura only has eyes for that guy. What's so good about him? I really don't understand. Naruto frowned, looking very unhappy. Bang! Naruto jumped onto the table in front of Sasuke, and stretched his face directly in front of Sasuke. 2 faces, 5 centimeters apart. Sasuke, get lost. Naruto. Humph. You glare at me. I glare at you. Crack. Crack. Where their eyes met, it was as if lightning struck. Outside the classroom, Tianli cheered excitedly. Here it comes, here it comes. Sakura was furious. Naruto, what are you doing? Don't do that to Sasuke. The other girls in the class also got furious and shouted. Sasuke, give this guy a good beating. That's it. That's it. Fix him. Filled with righteous indignation, the crowd was surging. Chapter 94. Irika came to the classroom, he saw that Naruto had been beaten into a pig's head by the group of angry girls. However, he did not pay attention to Naruto, but instead focused his attention on a young man with golden hair. Tianli, you are here too. Teacher Irika, I just took a picture of Sasuke and Naruto's first kiss, do you want to see it? Tianli held up the camera and said with a lewd smile. Irika's face is full of black lines. Hey? Taking a photo. Sasuke and Naruto were immediately furious. Give us the photos back. Give it back to us. He rushed towards Tianli, but unfortunately Tianli quickly turned into a piece of wood and disappeared. When did you use the substitution technique? Sasuke was shocked. But 730 is so evil. Naruto was furious. Irika looked at Tenryu's speed and was secretly surprised. It's so fast, I can't see it clearly, even I didn't notice it. Then he laughed. It seems that there is an extraordinary student among my students. He clapped his hands. Okay, everyone, be quiet, from today on, you are all capable ninjas, but you are still newcomers among the genin, and the real test is still to come. Irika's face was serious, and he continued, the village will assign you tasks in the future, and you will work in groups of 3, following the guidance of the assigned jonin teachers. Under their leadership, you will complete the tasks assigned by the village. I must be in a team with Sasuke, Sakura said excitedly in her heart. The first thing is to be in a group with Sakura, as for others, as long as they are not Sasuke, it's fine. Naruto hoped in his heart. Ino looked forward to it. I really want to be with Sasuke. Shikamaru sighed. Women are so troublesome. Group 1, Group 2, Irika. Reported one by one. Team 7, Haruno Sakura, Uzumaki Naruto. So cool. Naruto shouted happily, and Sakura lowered her head in frustration. Sasuke Uchiha. Great. Sakura cheered. Naruto lowered his head in frustration and looked at Sasuke angrily. Group 8, Hyuga Hinata, Inuzuka Kaiba, Abarame Shino. Group 10, Nara Shikamaru, Yamanaka Ino, Akimichi Koji. At noon, Tianli printed a photo of Naruto and Sasuke kissing and found a place to hide it. Maybe it will become a top-notch collection in the ninja world in the future. Hinata came back soon. Brother, I am in a group with Kaiba and Shino. Haha, these two are pretty good, one plays with dogs and the other plays with bugs, keep up the good work in the future. Tianli habitually touched Hinata's hair. I will introduce the new and old in the afternoon. I don't know who my teacher will be. Don't worry, the teacher in the afternoon will definitely be very beautiful. Real. Of course it's true. When has my brother ever lied to you? After having dinner with Hinata and Hanabi, Tianli came to the Underground Research Institute, but heard a hissing sound. Tianli was delighted. After turning the corner, he saw Hinata Hayashi coming out of the nutrient tank. Father! How long has it been, Hinata? Hayashi was a little confused and couldn't adapt to it all at once. It's been almost a month. How do you feel, Dad? I feel a little weak and hungry, haha, but I feel different physically, Hinata. Hayashi laughed loudly. After taking a shower and changing clothes, Hayashi returned to the ground. The reappearance of Hinata Hayashi made everyone in the Hyuga family happy. When the clan leader was away, they always felt something was missing. Now that the clan leader is back, they feel much more at ease. After a big meal, Hinata Hayashi showed a satisfied smile. By the way, did anything happen during the time I was away? Yes, Danzo and the third Hokage came to test us, but I sent them away, Tianli told the whole story. The Hyuga family is still too powerful now. Hyuga. Hayashi said worriedly. If you have strength, what does edge matter, Tianli said indifferently. Haha, that's right, I thought too much. Hayashi's strength has obviously become stronger, so he is more confident and domineering than before. After the awakening of Hinata Hayashi, it will take some time to adapt to the new body, but Tianli can also breathe a sigh of relief, and no longer have to continue to manage the entire family. There are too many numb things, so annoying. In the afternoon, Hayashi tried the transformed body in the yard. A hit. Back to the days. 8 trigrams 128 palms, 256 palms. Break the mountain. Tianli fought fiercely with Hayashi as his opponent. Strong winds blew and many stones were splashed. It was as powerful as bullets. After an hour, the two stopped. Tianli was young and energetic, so he was not very tired. But Hayashi was sweating a lot. How does it feel, Dad? Agility, strength, and perception have all improved, and the overall improvement is about 0.3 times. The distance of the Byakugan has also increased a lot. Hinata. Hayashi said with satisfaction, his strength has not increased for a long time, and this time he feels very good. So, my direction is successful. Unfortunately, large-scale testing is not possible, Hinata. Hayashi sighed. 4.5. In the afternoon, Hinata ran back excitedly. Brother, my teacher is really a very beautiful lady. Her name is Hong. Then she saw Hyuga Hayashi sitting in the head seat, and she suddenly turned into a lady. Father, you are back. Hyuga Hayashi smiled and nodded. You will be a ninja in the future, remember to work hard. Hong is a good ninja, study hard. Hinata nodded vigorously, yes. Suddenly Hinata said, by the way, brother, I heard that it seems that Sakura and the other two's teacher is the teacher Kakashi who has never qualified. Do you think Sakura and the others will fail? Tianli smiled and said, it should be no problem, otherwise the special training in the past few years will be ineffective. Chapter 95. Memorial Monument. Early morning. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura followed the instructions of their new teacher Kakashi and came here early, and they hadn't eaten breakfast yet. As a result, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. After waiting for several hours, Kakashi still didn't show up. Cuckoo! The three of them were listless, and their stomachs began to protest. Naruto, I'm so hungry. Sasuke, I didn't have breakfast. Sakura, I didn't eat last night. I wouldn't have tried to lose weight if I had known. Finally, at 11 o'clock, Kakashi finally came. Good morning, everyone. Naruto was furious and pointed at Kakashi. You are too slow. Kakashi defended. Oh, there was a black cat blocking my way just now. 12 black cat. The three of them were all upset. At this moment, Kakashi felt that there was another person on the tree next to him. He looked up and saw that it was the boy who drank with him last year, the young master of the Hyuga family. Naruto Tenriki, why are you here? Tianli waved his hands. No, I just saw that Hinata and Shikamaru's two groups have completed the assessment and become official ninjas. Now you are the only ones left. I was curious so I came to see you. Come on. He added in his heart, do you think I will tell you that I am here to see Kaka's suit? We also want to finish the assessment early, but Kakashi-sensei is just here now. Naruto complained directly. Kakashi touched his nose, feeling a little embarrassed. At this time, Tianli took out a lunchbox from somewhere and started eating. Ah! Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura immediately started to complain, their stomachs growling even more. Kakashi laughed and took out 2 lunchboxes, an alarm clock, and 2 bells. I have 2 bells here, grab them before noon. After some explanation, the three learned the rules. Naruto was the most rough, he directly pulled out a kunai and rushed towards him. As a result, Kakashi easily held Naruto's hand holding the kunai with one big hand, and stabbed Naruto's neck in turn, and held Naruto's head with the other hand. Sakura was stunned so fast. The whole process was completely unwatchable. Sasuke was also shocked, but after all, he had followed Tenryu and fought with a Jonin last time, so he could still remain calm. With the courage to fight, Sasuke said to Sakura, come together, cover me. After several years of training together as the 8 little strong men, Sakura already had a sense of teamwork. Okay. Then the two of them rushed towards Kakashi with kunai. Whoosh! Several shuriken were quickly thrown out by the two and flew towards Kakashi. The two also played a classic cooperation. When the shuriken approached Kakashi in the air, they collided with each other and changed their trajectory, which startled Kakashi, but it was just a startle. Kakashi quickly knocked away the incoming shuriken, and at this moment, he saw that Sasuke's eyes were already open. One eye had 2 megatama, and the other had a single megatama. Then Kakashi felt dazed for a moment. It was an illusion. It was so fast. Kakashi felt that Sasuke in front of him was indeed very powerful, and with Sakura's cooperation, he actually caused him a lot of trouble. But, it was just trouble. Is this the result of these people being trained by Hyuga Tenriki? They are really amazing. Kakashi exclaimed, and couldn't help but admire Hyuga Tenriki even more. Ding ding ding. Kakashi and Sasuke exchanged kunai many times in an instant, leaving fragments of afterimages. Sasuke stared at Kakashi with his Sharingan, shocked. So strong. Is this the real strength of a Jonin? Sasuke remembered that Tenriki had beaten the Mist Ninja so hard that he had no chance to fight back, and a thought came to his mind: if he can teach a Jonin a lesson like this, then he must be stronger than Kakashi in front of him. Damn it! How could I lose to Sasuke? Naruto roared and rushed forward. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura officially united to deal with Kakashi together. Sasuke was inspired. Naruto, Sakura, the formation we usually train, Formation No 3. Naruto and Sakura shouted together. Good. Naruto, teacher Kakashi, this is the result of our training for several years, be careful. Soon, Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura began to move and attack Kakashi. Kakashi instantly felt the pressure increase. Kakashi looked back and forth between the three of them, and exclaimed in his heart, what a skillful cooperation. Ordinary genin has no such cooperation awareness at all. Naruto, although I don't know why only 2 of them are qualified, you think too much if you want to divide us. We will never fight among ourselves. Little 453 Sakura laughed softly. Yes, we are friends, how could we fight for a mere bell? Sasuke, teacher, look at the results of our training. For formation. The 3 suddenly changed their formation. Kakashi felt the pressure was increasing. Many of the coordination techniques were restraining himself. Suddenly, Kakashi quickly jumped out of the siege of the 3 and stood on a tree trunk. Okay, no need to take the test, you have passed. Kakashi said. Hey! Naruto, who was rushing towards Kakashi, lost consciousness after hearing this and bumped into a tree, with a bruised face and nose. Harano, Sakura, idiot! However, the 3 of them smiled excitedly. Kakashi looked at the 3 people with a complicated expression, and finally set his sights on Tenli, who was on another tree. Presumably, all of this was thought up by him, right? He's really amazing. Sakura, teacher Kakashi, didn't you say that only 2 people can pass? Kakashi smiled and said, you all passed. Finally, Kakashi said with the vicissitudes of life, today is your first day as a ninja, I have something to give you. What did you say? The 3 of them were curious. Chapter 96. Kakashi looked at his 3 students. They were much better than those useless students who like to fight among themselves. Today is the first day you become real ninjas, I have something to say to you. Although in the ninja world, people who break the rules are called trash, but people who don't cherish their companions are worse than trash. Kakashi almost used up all his strength to say this. Then, turned his face away. His eyes were wet again unconsciously, thinking of Obito in the past. Hyuga Tenriki saw it clearly from the tree and couldn't help but sigh. If Obito turned black because of too much grief, then Kakashi suffered 100 times more grief than Obito. What Uchiha Fujio said to Itachi before his death made sense compared to you, our pain is just a moment. The whole Naruto is full of sacrifices and tragedy, especially Jiraiya, who set a tragic flag with Tsunade before his death. I cried every time I saw it. Sometimes Hyuga Tenli really wanted to change their fate. Let's get back to the topic. Sasuke and Naruto naturally couldn't understand Kakashi's pain. At this time, they were all excited about becoming ninjas. Tenli clapped his hands. Senior Kakashi, and you 3 idiots, I will treat you to a big meal at noon. The other 3 groups have already agreed to eat together. Wow! Naruto cheered. Kakashi pushed his forehead protector and said, are you treating me? I like it. Seeing this group of kids so energetic, Kakashi was also very happy. Under the leadership of Tenri, the 3 came to the restaurant that Tenri had already booked. At this time, Asuma and Hong led the 6 little strong men to eat fiercely. Akimichi Koji almost put his head into the bowl and licked it. Naruto saw Akimichi Koji like that, and he was jealous and cried, how can you eat in advance? Koji! Who told you to be so slow? We passed the teacher's exam a long time ago. We ate first when you were hungry. The rough Naruto had no idea of respecting the teacher at all, pointing at Kakashi. It's him, if he hadn't been late, we would have finished the exam long ago. Kakashi sat next to Asuma and Hong. Hong asked curiously, I thought you couldn't pass your exam. Tell me what happened? Did you change your personality? Kakashi, no, they are all very good, I am very satisfied. Asuma said in surprise. So you have a natural, it's really strange. This meal was very happy and the atmosphere was warm. The only weird thing is that Kakashi eats so much that no one knows what's behind his face, which makes Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and others very curious. They start to want to remove the veil to see if there are buck teeth or big lips behind it. This meal also represents the era of the rise of Konoha's little strong men has arrived. The new headquarters of the route. Danzo was lying on a white double bed. The surgery he had done yesterday was not completely healed today. After more than half a month of struggle, Shisui's right eye, which had Kota Amatsukami, finally died. Danzo had no choice but to replace it with a Sharingan. Although there was no Kota Amatsukami, there was Izanagi, the last Izanagi Sharingan. Kota Amatsukami's eye was gone, and another Izanagi was lost. Finally, the headquarters of the route was destroyed. Danzo suffered a heavy loss. However, after being angry, he quickly hid his anger and began to investigate the eyes of Hyuga Tenriki. He lost so badly this time because he didn't know enough about Hyuga Tenriki's strength. He thought that he could control him with the illusion of Kota Amatsukami by luring him out. As a result, he not only failed to control him, but also completely defeated him in strength, and even lost an Izanagi Sharingan. After nearly a month of investigation, he finally found a lot of useful things. When Danzo found that he had cleared the fog and saw the truth, he was extremely shocked. These eyes should be more than 90% similar to the eyes of the super powerful man behind the mobile group. That super powerful man used his gravitational ability to lift the vault into the sky, and also used his repulsive ability to resist the attack of the fourth Raikage. And Hyuga Tenriki's ability to imprison people should also be gravitational and repulsive. The ability similarity is more than 90%. The mobile group inexplicably gave the Hyuga family the sales agency rights for Konoha and all the villages and towns. In other words, Hyuga Tenriki is related to the super powerful person of the mobile group, maybe even a blood relationship. Hyuga Hayashi's whereabouts have been suspicious recently, maybe he is also related. Maybe we can boldly predict that Hyuga Hayashi is the super strong man of the mobile group. Danzo made a bold guess, and the result was a truth that made him tremble with fear. When did the Hyuga family become so strong? Danzo felt bitter and angry at the same time. He didn't expect that the Hyuga family, which was usually peaceful, had slowly cultivated such a strong strength. No, we have to cause some trouble for them. Please, Danzo came up with a lot of ideas at once. Ha 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 ha, Hyuga Hayashi, Hyuga Tenryu, this time I want to see how strong you really are. Danzo's cruel and resentful laughter rang out from the basement of the Shinjin headquarters. The land of hot springs, the city of mobile group. Zabuza carried a big knife on his back, and kept muttering saving money, taking out loans, buying houses, appreciation of value, words. Like these were like a curse full of resentment. Bai was behind them, following closely. What the two of them didn't know was that not far away, two ninjas wearing mist ninja forehead protectors were secretly watching Zabuza. Hey, it turns out to be the traitor Zabuza. I didn't expect that rumor to be true. The traitor Zabuza actually died here. Chapter 97. Let's go back immediately and tell Lord Mizukage. Wait, let's get more information. I heard that the traitor Zabuza is now an employee here, and he is also the leader of the management ninjas. We need to find out the situation and get more information. Okay, but I need to send a message back first. By the way, it's best not to use mobile phones. I'm afraid that China Mobile itself is monitoring these phones, and it would be bad if we alert the enemy. That's right. The two Mist Ninjas quickly used the Mist Ninjas' unique message transmitting ninjutsu to pass the news they had gathered back to the Mist Ninjas. At this time, Zabuza had trouble. He and Bai Zheng were forcibly dragged by two real estate agency salesmen. Wanda agent, this customer is the first customer we met at Wanda. Why do you Vank want to snatch him away? Vank agent, bullshit, the house he bought was brought over by Vank. He was just about to pay when you came. Wanda agent, oh, you Vank want to find someone, right? Vank agent, you are the ones looking for death, brothers, come on. Wanda agent, 577, kill these Vank dogs. Vank agent, beat these Wanda pigs. For a while, the doors of the two agencies began to be filled with gunpowder, and they rushed towards each other with knives and swords, and had a full-scale fight. The two Mist Ninjas were stunned. Spartan. Oh fuck, what the hell is this? This. Oh my god, this moving city is so strange, there are so many things we don't understand. Another mist ninja nodded repeatedly. Then, they saw many strange things and ate many strange foods, such as something called fried dough sticks, which were delicious. They ate 100 of them. For example, marshmallows, what's so delicious about them? They ate a large piece and didn't feel anything at all. It was rubbish. Well, they also saw a store called KFC. The food inside smelled good, but it was also strange. And, those amusement parks were also fun. At this moment, the Mist Ninjas suddenly felt that they had wasted their time in the Mist Village for decades. They didn't expect that life could have such a wonderful life. Suddenly, they had the idea of not wanting to go back and just enjoying life in the place. Now the Mist Ninjas are in the era of the Blood Mist policy when the 4th generation Mizukage Yagura is in power. This is a dark era, bloody and terrifying, so the Mist Village is now also called the Blood Mist Village. So they actually want to get rid of this horror. But soon they got rid of this unrealistic idea. If they leave the Mist Ninja, they will be traitors, and like Zabuza, they will be hunted down by the entire Mist Ninja. Could it be that Zabuza fled the Mist Village just to live like this? The two Mist Ninjas suddenly had such a strange idea. In the hidden Mist Village, a ninja kneels on one knee and reports new information to the 4th Mizukage. Sir Mizukage, according to the latest intelligence, our village's S-rank rebel ninja Mamakai Zabuza is currently serving as the captain of the ninja brigade in the moving city, and it has been confirmed that the beheading sword is on him. The 4th Mizukage said expressionlessly, "Got it, you can go down." Although the ninja was surprised by the 4th Mizukage's calm reaction, he followed the order and left. Zabuza is actually in the moving city. A voice came from the shadows behind the 4th Mizukage. He was wearing a patterned mask, disheveled hair, and a grey robe. If Itachi was here, he would definitely recognize this person as the one who called himself Uchiha Madara during the night of the Uchiha clan extermination. At this time, next to the masked man, a plant emerged from the ground, revealing a person. "What information have you brought?" In recent years, the ninja world seems to have become strange, and the mobile group is one of them. Now there are suddenly many strange rumors. Are you talking about the rumor about the Hyuga family? Yes, it is rumored that the Hyuga family, like the Uchiha family, will also evolve their Byakugan, and eventually evolve into another kind of eyes. And this kind of eyes is the eyes of the giant that appeared when the daimyo's mansion in the Land of Lightning was destroyed last time. Since you have lived a long time, do you think such rumors are credible? I actually don't believe it in my heart, those eyes are just too strange. I've seen the Eternal Mangeki and the Rinnegan, in my mind, there's also the Rinnegan, but I've never seen eyes like this. However, legend has it that the Byakugan can rival the Sharingan, and the power it displays now is far worse than the Sharingan, and it doesn't fit the description at all, so it's very likely that there really is a new direction of evolution. It's just that we haven't discovered it before. This makes me have to believe in such rumors a little bit. Didn't you find the source of this news? I found out that it was the news from Konoha's Danzo. Danzo? That treacherous, power-hungry guy whose information is not credible enough. Ju, I think the person behind this mobile group is too powerful, and it is very likely to affect our infinite Tsukuyomi, so before we start the plan, we should test it out. Masked man, how to test it? Ju, now we can use the incident of Mamakai Zabuza to let the Kirigakure test it out. Masked man, I'm afraid this test isn't strong enough. You know, he defeated the 4th Raikage and the 8 Tails head-on. Zetsu let this 3 Tails Jinchuriki go over there too. If he gets angry, he should be able to cause trouble for that person. It will be good for us as long as we can get more information from him. Anyway, Kirigakure is no longer of much use to us. The masked man thought about it and nodded. After the discussion, Zetsu's pitcher plant quickly sank into the soil and disappeared. For all this, the 4th Mizukage had a blank expression on his face, like a puppet being controlled. Soon, the news that the S-rank traitor Zabuza was in the moving city spread throughout the Kirigakure ninja village.